Good morning, dear students. Now we can continue with the properties. Okay. So we were discussing about the actinide contraction. So then the next property, the third property, that is the ionic radius. It is just similar to that of the lanthanum 3 plus ions for actinides. Okay. For actinides, the ionic radius, it is almost similar. Ionic radius, it is almost similar with the lanthanide series. Okay. So that since the ionic radii are almost close to each other, what happens? Their properties are somewhat, their properties will also be resembling with each other. Some properties will be resembling with each other for while considering the case of lanthanides as well as the actinides. Then the fourth one, that is regarding the atomic mass. Atomic mass. So here in the case of atomic mass, this actinium have got greater atomic mass than that of this lanthanides. Okay, actinides have got greater atomic mass than that of lanthanides, and also this actinides have got higher densities also. Actinides have got higher densities also. Okay, so that is the fourth property. Then coming to the fifth property, this actinides are highly reactive metals. Actinides are highly reactive metals. Highly reactive metals. Usually they will be reacting with hot water. Then they will be tarnishing in air. We had seen the same reaction in the case of lanthanides, isn't it? Lanthanides will also tarnish in air to form an oxide coating, isn't it? Here actinides also tarnish in air to form an oxide coating. Tarnish in air to form an oxide coating. Okay. Then again, it reacts easily with HCl also. Reacts with HCl easily. Then again, these actinides are usually the nature, it is basic nature. So as a result of this basic nature, it does not react with this sodium hydroxide. Okay. It does not react with sodium hydroxide due to this basic nature. Okay, does not react with sodium hydroxide. Then again, this will be reacting with oxygen, then halogens, then hydrogen, etc. With hydrogen, it will be forming hydrides. Okay, so normally this actinides will be reacting with oxygen, then halogen, then hydrogen. Okay, then the next point, the sixth point is that they will be forming hydrides of actinium. Okay, that means they will be reacting with hydrogen, will be forming hydrides. Hydride formation occurs with actinides. And also these hydrides, the so formed hydrides will be in the non-stoichiometric ratio. We have seen non-stoichiometry, isn't it? So here they will be in the form of non-stoichiometric nature. That means it will be in the form of MH2, MH3, etc. See, here it is in a non-stoichiometric. Then the next point, that is the seventh point. So these are properties, you just go through it. Okay. Sometimes it may be asked the properties of lanthanides. Then the next one, the seventh one, that is the preparation. Preparation of this actinides. Usually this preparation by the electrolysis of the fused salts. Electrolysis of the fused salt. Then that is the first method of preparation. Then the second one, by the reduction of halides. By the reduction of this actinium halides. Reduction of actinium halides with calcium. Okay, so these two are the methods of preparation by the electrolysis of fused salts and by the reduction of halides with calcium. That is the seventh property. Then the next eighth property, that is regarding the color of the transition element. This actinides. Color of actinides. See, usually the color of a particular compound, it depends on the number of F electrons, isn't it? See, here in the case of actinides, it will depends upon the number of 5F electrons, isn't it? It will depends upon the number of 5F electrons. And again, here actinides are usually, they are colored. Okay, they are colored elements. And also this see, if the number of electrons in the 5f orbital, if it is 7, 7 electrons in 5f orbital. Then what about the compound? 7 electrons means in 5f, 7 electrons means it is partly filled, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See here, 7 electrons are there in the 5f orbital. This is the 5f orbital. See here, is there any chance for ff transition? Can this electron move to this orbital? No, isn't it? There is no chance for this ff transition. So that means no ff transition is there in the case of, in this case, isn't it? No ff transition. So what about the compound? Color of the compound? The compound will be colorless. Okay. No ff transition, and hence the compound will be colorless. Then again, if there are 14 electrons, is there a chance for color? No, isn't it? It is completely filled. 14 electrons means the 5f orbital is completely filled, so the compound will appear colorless. Then again, if 2 to 6 electrons are there in 5f orbital, okay. For example, I am drawing the 5f orbital. See, this is the 5f orbital. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So here sometimes 1, 2, 3 electrons. For example, 3 electrons are there. Okay. So 3 electrons in 5f. So see here, is there any chance for 5ff transition? This electron can jump here, isn't it? Or this electron can move to another f orbital, isn't it? So that means there is an ff transition, and as a result of this ff transition, what happens? The compound will be appearing colored. Okay. So if the number of electrons, it will be ranging from 2 to 6, then the compound will be colored. Okay, so this color of the compound, it depends upon the number of 5f electrons and also the ff transition. Okay. Then the next one, the next property. So this color is very important. Then the next property, that is the 8th one, that is the formation of complexes. Formation of complexes. See here, this actinium has got a greater tendency to form complexes. Greater tendency to form complexes. For example, usually it will be combining with thorium tetrachloride with KCl. Okay, it forms complexes like KTHCl5, or it can form K2THCl6. So these type of complexes, this actinides can form. Okay, and also this thorium tetrachloride, it can form complexes with pyridium along with actinium. Okay, thorium tetrachloride, it can form complexes with pyridium along with actinium. Okay, and also this actinium, usually it can form pi bonding ligands also. Pi bonding ligands are also possible with the help of this actinide series. Okay, then usually it forms complexes with EDTA as well as oxides. With EDTA as well as oxides, this actinides will be forming complexes. Okay, so these are some of the properties of actinides. You have to go through all these properties also. Then the next title, that is the comparison of lanthanides as well as the actinides. I hope you are clear up to this. If you have got any doubt, please ask me. Then the next is comparison. Comparison of lanthanides as well as actinides. So first we can go through the resemblances of this lanthanides. Resemblances of lanthanides and actinides. See, usually in the case of lanthanides and actinides, the electrons are being filled up in the F subshell, isn't it? F subshell, and also it is in the anti-penultimate shell. So in both cases, the electron filling, it will be taking place in the anti-penultimate shell. Okay, the electron filling, it will be taking place in the anti-penultimate shell. And also see here, they have got see, as a result of the electron filling in the anti-penultimate shell, they have got so many close resemblances are also there. And also both of them, their absorption spectra will be showing sharp lines for both lanthanides as well as the actinides. Okay, Then some of the differences regarding this lanthanides and actinides. This is also very important, comparison of lanthanides and actinides. Okay, both resemblances as well as differences. Then the next is differences. So first difference is that the lower binding energies are there. Lower binding energies are there for the 5f electrons. Okay, for 5f electrons. So this lower binding energies of actinium while comparing with that of the 4f electrons. See here in lanthanides the electron filling is taking place in the 4f, while in actinides the electron filling it is in the 5f, isn't it? So 5f has got a lower binding energies. So that is the first difference. Then the next one regarding the shielding effect. So here the shielding effect of the 5f electrons, it is less than that of the 4f electrons, isn't it? Shielding effect is effect of actinides is less than that of the lanthanides. For actinides electron filling 5f, for lanthanides electron filling in the 4f. Then the third point is the third difference is that actinides has got a greater tendency to form complexes. Greater tendency to form complexes. Then the fourth point is that regarding the oxidation states. Usually lanthanides has got a +3 oxidation state, but here this actinides will be showing a variable oxidation state. Actinides will be showing a variable oxidation state for actinides. Okay, that means it has got +2. +2 is rare, but even then +2 is there. +2, +3, +4, +5 and +6 oxidation states will be there for actinide. So that is another difference from lanthanides. Then the next one, most of the actinide elements, they are colored. So regarding the color, this actinides, most of them are colored. So these are some of the differences of lanthanides and actinides. So this is also very important, you have to go through. So differences are regarding their lower binding energies, then shielding effect of actinides is less than that of lanthanides, then actinium has got a greater tendency to form complexes. Regarding the oxidation state, variable oxidation state are there, then usually actinides are colored complexes, colored compounds. Okay, so these are the differences between these two, lanthanides as well as actinides. So your inorganic chemistry portions are over. I have to teach you only this topic, that is transition and inner transition. So you have to ready for a test paper also. So I will be putting an assignment in your Google Classroom. Okay, you have to complete that assignment and submit before the due date. Okay, some important questions will be given as your assignment. You have to study that questions thoroughly. Also, you have to go through the other textual questions also. If there is any doubt regarding the answers, you can ask me. Okay, thank you.